Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Let's see who's here. Missy and Susan, Gretchen, Denise, Patricia, Rachel, Brandon, Sean, Jasmine, Norma. Hello, everyone. Let's see. I know I saw Lori, Bo, Rachel, lots of our friends. I see y'all talking about stamp timber. Robin! Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I am here to answer all of your questions. I have a haul to show with you or share with you if you're interested. I always get questions on where I get my ribbons and vintage trim, like vintage trim, like lace and like crochet and all that I use on my vintage looking cards. I can share that if you want. Yep. Missy said it's seam binding, and I have the lady's information, and she's expecting messages if you're interested. That's up to you guys. I told her, let's see here, yesterday that I was going to share with you guys where I get my stuff. She is my dealer, for lack of a better word, at the vintage market. And if we're interested, of course we are. And then I told her she's the nicest lady, and she does, like while everybody's popping in, I'll tell you about her. She does vintage linens. So I'm like, you think paper and crafting, like all this is the only thing that I hoard and collect in my house? No. All things vintage, old. Vintage linens, like 50s tablecloths and tea towels and trim and stuff, of course, that I can then use on my other collections, like my card making and paper crafting. What else did I buy from her? I got some, like, the old, like I'm crazy for Christmas stuff, right? The old little clips that go on your Christmas tree, and these are old Christmas tree that hold the little tiny candles, and they have the little clip at the end. I got a whole set of those, and I'm going to find some of those battery operated candles somehow. I've got to figure this out, that I can use those little clips on my tree. Like, she has all kinds of stuff. It's so fun. 50 fabric, quilts. In fact, my daughter Emily bought quilts because these are just tops that are like, when you can find quilts and things that are in not great shape, but they have those really old fabrics. Well, Emily, my 20-year-old that you guys have heard about and seen, she has started doing these sweatshirts, and she sews like vintage trim, which I'll share, some vintage trim on them, and then parts of quilts. So she cuts them up so we don't feel bad because they're already like in not great shape, and they're just the tops. It's like some little lady had all this fabric, sewed it together, and then didn't finish the quilt. So they're just the toppers. And then she's going to cut them up and make the cutest little things. And I will, when she makes one, I'll wear it and I will show you guys. But I've got some other little sweatshirts and things that she's doing because she's crafty too, of like the vintage trim where she's like doing the slits down the side of a sweatshirt that you put on like with your leggings or, whatever. And then the vintage trim on the sides. So super cute. Hello, everyone. I still have the 70s bubble lights. Oh my gosh. How fun. See, I love all that stuff. All of it. Like old, like shiny, bright ornaments. And they're hard to find these days, like at good prices. Like I found Lisa a bunch of pink the other day. Lisa's Christmas tree, she has a pink tree, and I found her a bunch of like old shiny bright pink ornaments that are really, the same lady had them, so I snagged those for Lisa. And then of course we went through all the things. But hello Gail. So I'll share this. I'll run through the trim really fast, and I'll share the lady's information. If you're interested in her stuff, you can message her on Instagram and say, hey, Kelley told me, Kelley, the card maker or paper crafter, and she knows me. Of course she knows me. Shared your information. Can you share with me like your prices on hand dyed seam binding or whatever? And she will probably be happy to do that. Yes, Lisa, so excited about vintage pink ornaments. So pretty. And she gets them from all over the world. So some of them, of course, are here in the US and that she's just collected. But then she's also, let me tell you how sweet this lady is. She's helping this lady in the Ukraine who, you know, what's going on around the world. And the lady in the Ukraine ships these old ornaments and Christmas things from there to here. And then the lady sells them. So it's kind of like, you know, it's good for my lady and then it's good for the people overseas too, because it helps everybody up. Let's see here. Hello. Is the A2 cake die made for a standard die machine? Yes, I believe it is. If you run it through, what do you call that? Long ways. Hello and good morning. Okay, so be thinking of your questions because tonight we're just going to chat, friends. I never ever get to I talk your ears off, but I never get to like look up and actually chat with you guys. So we want all the questions here in a minute, and I'll tell you like, okay, give me all the questions because, you know, I get emails and things sometimes about, hey, how do you guys do this? Or will you write down, like, I had this idea for a die set or whatever. Can you put this on your list? Absolutely. We really do listen to our customers and we'll try to work it in. And we're going to talk to you about how we come up with collections and ideas and themes and all that good stuff. So if you have questions about that stuff or you have an idea, let us know and we'll see how it fits in with like what's rattling around in our brain, right? Yes, Brandon, send an email to Lisa. Yes. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go down to my desk. I'm going to roll through vintage trim really fast, and then we all are going to have a chat tonight. So let me go down here, and I'm going to first start with Emily's stuff that is a little bit wider. So not necessarily for a card, but this stuff is going to go on sweatshirts. So beautiful, gorgeous. Like, can you imagine this on like a burnt orange or an orange sweat or even a black sweatshirt? So pretty. Again, like a lavender or light pink. So Emily went nuts on the trim. Pink and greens. Gorgeous. This is old. I'm keeping this one for myself. Emily is going to make me something, but this is like Swedish, Scandinavian, some kind of trim here, but so pretty. This is a fun one that I have to do, Lisa and I, a sweatshirt with rainbow ribbon because, you know, all of us crafters, we love our rainbow colors. Here's another one that is in that like Scandinavian type ribbon stuff, but look at all the gorgeous colors. Can't wait for that one. This one is kind of a mustardy yellow almost color, but so much of it. Look at all of it. So pretty. A really, really wide of the yellow. Gorgeous. Can't wait to see what she does with that one. Here's all different colors from an eggplant. This color here is more of like a wine eggplant. And then we've got purples and greens. Let's see here. Ooh, this one's a pretty one with pink and like a baby blue. That would be pretty on a card too. This is a great width for a card. I try to keep a little more slim for my cards, but you know, let's see here. What else can we find? Okay, Emily, this. So this kind of stuff she uses and actually makes a tag for the back of the sweatshirt. So like right here between your collarbones. And she made a handmade stamp. Imagine that says handmade. and she cuts a piece of this like vintage lacy stuff about this size. And then she does stamps on fabric like a little bit more of a heavy duty, like, I don't want to say canvas, but for lack of a better word, like a linen canvas, something, her handmade stamp. And then she sews this in behind it. So the vintage kind of lacy stuff sticks out from the sides. It's super cute. And let's see here. Oh, same with this one's a pretty one. That's like it's more of a butter yellow, but on the screen it shows very limey green. This perfect for card making. So see how thin and narrow that is? So when you go to your estate sales and yard sales, Goodwill, thrift stores, and you're digging through all that kind of stuff, this little stuff is perfect for cards. This is the perfect size. It trims fine. If the edges fray a little bit, it makes it even more prettier and distressed, right? Let's see here. I have another one that is very similar. This one's a little darker, taupier color. Let's see what we can find. And then we have the seam binding. Okay. So I got this turquoisey teal, the seam binding. This is the crinkle ribbon that I use all the time. Like I did the card the other day with a wax seal on it. I use this stuff. Okay. Oh, this like really pretty charcoal gray, like Christmas. Can you even imagine, with like snowflakes and things? And then I always need greens. Always need greens. This like dusty pinky mauve color. I just love that. This one, so pretty. This on the screen looks very red, but it's actually a little bit of like, has a little bit of pink to it in real life. So it's going to be perfect for Christmas cards. That's not like that. It's not like that deep wine red, classic red. It's got just a hint of like a pinky shade to it. And I don't have a red like that. So I got that butter yellow. Look how crinkly this one is. I always go through yellows in the spring. This beautiful, like on the screen, it's going to look very navy. It's actually the same color as Uncharted Mariner. Like if you know Tim Holtz colors, this is very Uncharted Mariner, like very, like it's almost a chameleon color where it's like blue, has a little hint of the deep, like peacocky, turquoisey something. It's very hard to describe unless you see it in real life. It's a really pretty one. And then, of course, we have the lightest, babyest pink that we ever did see. So that is it for all of my seam binding, my crinkle ribbon, and then all of Emily's goodies as well. So we've got lots of crafts going on at my house. Lots of things. And of course, the quilt, I shared this one. And then she also got this one that has, do you see all the piece together stuff? So we're going to cut around this little lady's sewing where she did all the pieces, and we're going to applique that onto sweatshirts. And then and look, it almost looks like a sunflower or something. It's so cool. Some little lady just worked her little fingers to the bone doing this with all those different kinds of fabrics. And so we're going to give them new life. So super exciting. So fun. I cannot wait. I'll show you guys Emily's work. I did a bow and used trees embossing felt. Ooh, Rachel. Yeah, they're old. They want you to teach them how to make your double bow with seam binding. Oh, I can totally do that. Do we want to do that tonight? Do you want me to make a double bow? Y'all tell me yay or nay on the double bow. What did I do with my bag? Let's see what they're saying. Go for it. Okay. Let me pull this off. All right, I'm going to go down to my desk. Okay, so I just pulled out that kind of like lipstick red, right? Okay, so this is what I do. So I'm going to get one end, and I always leave all of this, all the excess, I leave it attached. And you want all that crinkle in there. You don't want to pull it out because that's what gives it its character, right? And personality. And so I usually start with like one of these little bows like this. And I kind of think about like, how much space do I want to take up on the front of my card? Sometimes I only want a little bow that's, you know, the little loops and things are going to be like this wide, and they're only going to take up a little bit. Sometimes, like the other night, and let me find it. Sometimes, like the other night, I wanted it bigger because I wanted, here we go. I wanted the loops to stick out from behind all the other stuff, right? I just wanted like all this little vintagey stuff to poke out. So I needed to make my loops bigger. So I kind of have to think about that first. So I'll just kind of do like a medium size. And I do one of these little bows. So I take it like this, and I make my little loops, and I loop those together. And just try to hold on to them. Okay. And then I kind of fiddle with it for a second until I get it, you know, pretty much the way that I want it to look. And then when I'm happy with that, I lay it down, because you want your crinkle in your tails to kind of match too. Like, I don't want to pull all this out straight and cut it about here, because, you know, when they're all crinkled up, they're going to be different lengths. So then I take my handy dandy scissors. Okay. And so I lay them down about like so, and I'm like, that looks pretty good. And it doesn't need to be perfect, right? So I've got my little starter bow. Then for the second one, I'm going to actually tie my bow around the knot here. And so I'm going to start again. And before I get very far, I'm going to kind of join them up, and then I'm going to loop my loops around. And that other little guy is down in here. Our first bow is down in there, and then I'm going to pull it. Okay. And so then we've got a double loop-de-loop. Okay. Same thing. I'm going to kind of pull, make sure I've got my loops where they are. I want to kind of eyeball my little tail. So I've got a tail here. I've got a tail here. I've got a tail here. I want to make them all about the same length. So I'm going to kind of and he's got lots of crinkles right there. So I'm going to cut him about right there, like so. And then you can kind of go through here. That's a tail. And you can kind of make sure everything is nice and tight. You can fiddle with it. Make sure your knots are where you want them to be. And then like this guy, he's pretty straight and he's kind of sticking out. So maybe we want to trim him off just a hair so he kind of tucks up in there. But then when you place it on your card, just like this guy, so you're going to have a double now, and you're going to have lots of loops going like so. And you can kind of like, don't be afraid when you're dealing with ribbon or even twine. If like one of your tails is not behaving and it's not going in the direction you need it to go for your card, don't be afraid to use a little dot of like your liquid adhesive. And just, you know, like this tail right here. Maybe I want to tack him down like about right there. I'm going to use a tiny dot of adhesive, and I'm going to hold him down, and I'm going to make him stay right there. Same thing with like this crazy guy right here that's so curly. Maybe I don't really want him up there to the top. So I might hide a little bit of adhesive like down in here, and then make him sit down in there. And you can do the same thing with the loops, and you can kind of disguise your glue and your adhesive, and then you're never going to see it because you've got, you know, all this going on. But that's all there is to a double bow. Super easy. And then you just, the single bow is just like we started at the very beginning. So I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense to everybody? Sometimes you clear dot. Yep. Clear dot. Perfect. And I'm going to save this one. See how that's almost got a little hint of almost pink. Like it's not hot pink and it's not like super red. It's like the perfect little hint of pink in there. But I'm going to save this. I'm going to put this in my Christmas card bin so I can use it this holiday season. Let's see here. Do you ever do a double bow not on crinkle ribbon? I have on, you could probably do twine, like baker's twine. You could do that. Let's see here. What else have I done? Other ribbons. I don't know that I've done a whole lot of other ribbon that way, but you totally could. And really, the thing with ribbons and bows and even twine is all in fussing with it. And I hate to tell you that, but it really is. To get it where you want it and where you want it to lay. Unless it's crinkle ribbons this seam binding is a little bit easier because it's wild anyway. Some of the other straighter ribbons, you may have to kind of putz around with it a little bit to get it to go exactly where you want it to go. But I just add hide adhesive everywhere and you guys would never know it. And a lot of times, like if I'm going to use ribbon or twine or something like that in a video, especially like, let's say we're doing our release videos, I edit so much of me fussing with the ribbon. Like I'll fuss with the ribbon for 5 or 10 minutes until this actually was really fast. I don't know how it went together that fast. Normally I'm not that lucky. But I edit all that out because I'm like, well, my friends are not going to want to sit and watch me futz around with a ribbon or twine. So I edit that part out. But you can totally like tack it down with even little tiny little baker's twine, just a little dab of adhesive and tack it down to the paper back there right where you want it. And it easy peasy. Let's see. Will you put up the Instagram account for the trim lady? Yes. Okay, so this is the lady. Let me find her. Okay, on Instagram, her handle is hearts with an apostrophe S, desire vintage. And her first name is Joni. Hold on, let me find it. Joanie. Joni Garby, sweetest lady ever. And if you say, hey, Miss Joni, and here is like, I'll leave this up here for a second because there's her email address. If you say, hey, Kelley from Honeybee Stamps or Kelley, the paper card lady, crazy card lady sent me, she'll know exactly who you're talking about because every 6 months or so that she comes to my town, I shop with her all the time. So Hearts Desire Vintage, you can message her on Instagram or her email if you want to roll it back and screenshot it or something. Okay, let's see here. Yes, she's super sweet. Super, super sweet. Thank you. All right, now questions. Let's see here. Jumper is adorable. Thank you. I'm comfy today. Today is no makeup Monday. Yes, Bo, and dye white buttons. Yes, you can dye anything. Buy some. I've never tried to dye my own seam binding from like a sewing store. I guess I could because I've got all these sprays and stuff. I've never tried to do that. I just buy it because honestly, it's like for several yards of already dyed, I may pay like $5 for all of it. And then I don't have to mess with that. And make a mess. Let's see. Kelley and I were there the second they opened so we could get one. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. Your quilt pattern is dressed in plate. Let's see. You can rub alcohol markers. Yes. Try any of that. Like Denise. Yes. Try any of that. Limited edition. Oh yeah. I bought my daughter one for Christmas. Yes. Okay. Questions. What are your dying questions on paper crafting industry? Lisa knows more of the wide range stuff in the industry than I do. I stay more on like my lane here, which is on like the crafty side of it instead of like the production side and like the business side. That is all Lisa's alley. Do you create your stamps in Oregon? They're created here in the United States. They are not done and they're not produced in our warehouse. But they are done here in the US. Okay. Let's see. Are there any smaller white foam dots with tabs? There are not. But Kayla, we are looking. So this is one of those like businessy questions. We are looking for a manufacturer that can do them for us in different sizes with the tabs. So we will let you know when and if we find them. We don't have plans for letterpress at this time. Yeah. How long does it take to produce product? Okay, this is a good question that Brandon has. How long does it take to produce product? Like, how long have you been working on the winter release? Okay, so Lisa and I started the Christmas release. What would you say, Lisa? May, maybe? I'm going to let Lisa jump in here. Lisa keeps all that better. Like when we start like spitballing ideas and things. And just while Lisa puts this in here, I'll tell you kind of a little bit how this goes. So end of May. So that's what I thought. So May, and then May, June, July, August, September, October. So we start rolling it around about 6 months before you guys see it. So for example, like the fall release that, we just created with, and we have the wax stampers and all that. It's been in Lisa and I's brain for 6 months at this point. So, like it's rolling around, and by the time you guys see it, we're already like, our brains are already on to not only like holiday release, but we're already talking about Valentine's. We're already talking about spring. We're already talking about Mother's and Father's Day, like all that stuff way down the road by the time you guys get like the fall release. Does that make sense? And so we started that one, and Lisa and I, you're welcome, Kayla. Lisa and I roll the ideas around. We find inspiration everywhere, just like you guys do as card makers. So let's say you go to the grocery store or you go to anywhere and you see some sort of packaging that's got amazing color, amazing design, some design. I love for the holidays to look at wrapping paper and packaging and gift boxes and colors. But, we're seeing all that stuff in the stores right now, and I'm already rolling it in my head for next Christmas. And I'll take photos. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so smart. Or I love the way these colors work together. Or, a deer with a tree, or, whatever it is. And then Lisa and I roll all that between one another. And then it kind of goes down the chain from there, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see here. It's tiny for an AT card that folds. Any updates on the Bitty Buzz Cutter? That is Lisa's. Let's see here. How far ahead do you get the product to the design team to make example cards? It depends. We like it, like in our bestest, most perfect world, we like it about a month out. So we get lots of pretty samples and all that stuff. But just like this previous release where that was things that you guys don't see behind the time or behind the screen or whatever you want to call it, when we had to have a pre-order, is because some things are a logistical nightmare that you just have to deal with, that, you know, people like our customers and our friends don't see, that we deal with on the backside, if that makes sense. And that goes for any company or anything. A lot of times, like, we won't say anything, and you know, we'll just roll with the punches and go on. And like this last time, for example, we had to do a pre-order. It just was what it was. Our design team normally already has things out, because we're able to get like tester samples almost. They're not really that, but they're almost like testers. We get those in ahead of time, and then that is what myself and Lisa test, and that's also what the design team then can play with, if that makes sense. I hope that answers your question, Brandon. And that's probably about par for any design team. Sometimes it's longer and sometimes it's shorter than that. And I can only speak for Honeybee, but Lisa and I, like, if everything's rolling the way it should, it's about a month. Let's see. No, colors and trends come from magazines a lot of times. Absolutely. All of those things. Like home decor, huge. Fabric a lot of times. Not quite so much like fashion wise, unless it's something trendy. A Stanley Cup. I've seen a cute die set or where somebody did a little Stanley Cup, because those are really big now, right? So they do that. If there's some like popular shoe, or lots of years back, Honeybee Stamps had like a nail polish bottle, and we did like sparkly stuff and stuff like that. It kind of just depends. Trends that I didn't bother with: the gnomes, llamas, just not my thing. I love the florals. I hear you. And you know, things ebb and flow. So there's a good point to what Denise just said. She was like, I didn't bother with the gnomes and llamas, just not a thing. I love florals. Things come and go, just like fashion does, really. You know, like things that I wore in high school in the 80s and early 90s, my daughter is buying and wearing now. And I'm like, well, I could have just saved that, right? It's the same thing in the craft industry. So it goes up and down. So a lot of times, like, everybody will be doing all the little cutesy animals and cutesy critters and things like that. And then you'll notice that there's a shift, and it's not like any of us plan it. It's just a shift of like everybody starts moving towards florals and a little bit less of the cutesy and things like that. It's just the way we watch, like, what our customers are liking and buying. Okay, we need to maybe do fewer of that and more of this or whatever. So we kind of take all that into account. Yes, it goes in waves. Yes, we do have plans to do more heart hugs animals. And of course, some more bee things. Yes, that's always a given, as Lisa said. I've been card making since 1997. What's new is from the past. You're exactly right. It's gonna go in and out. It's kind of like, you know, I started out scrapbooking. Well, doing huge 12 by 12 inch scrapbooking is not a huge thing right now. And it will probably come back, you know, or pocket scrapbooking and all those things. It's kind of flowed out, or it's not as popular anymore. It all will come back. It will all come back, just like fashion. You're exactly right. Okay, I'm listening and reading at the same time. Let's see here. I have a large bee collection from Honeybee. Totally loving the heart hug critters. Yes, they're adorable. Don't we put out lovely layers, and we have an amazing in-house graphic designer who does all of the layering dies. Yes. So that's a good question. So, or a good little statement right there. So Lisa mentioned that kind of part of our process is Lisa and I have all these ideas, right? And we make, like, Lisa's the spreadsheet lady. Lisa will make a big spreadsheet. Okay, we have this many stamps, this many dies. This is what we're thinking for our ideas and things like that. And then Lisa and I will go to Melissa, who's the owner of Honeybee Stamps, and we'll say, okay, this is what we're thinking. This is where we see this going. We can do add-ons for this, or maybe this is a one and done, that kind of thing. And she'll say yay or nay, and we roll from there. And so from there, then we have what we call a design meeting. That would be, and you guys know that we have Kelley Taylor, who does stamp sets for us, and we have Dawn Holslegel, who does stamp sets for us, and then we have a graphic designer who does all of our layering dies and stuff that you all love. She does the layering guides as well. We meet with them and we say, okay, these are our ideas. And we say, how can we make this work? Because a lot of times, you see things and we have these grand ideas. We have to transform our ideas that may be like three-dimensional or something that we would see out in real life. We have to see, how is that going to translate to paper, flat paper? How can we make this have more texture? How can we add a little detail here or a layer here that would make it look like we want it to look? And so that's how things like our lovely layers, the front porch, the fireplace, what else? That's how all that stuff comes about. And then with Kelley and Dawn, we kind of give them, artistic license of, they have a style, as every artist does. And we say, well, we have a need for this. Do you think that you could do that? And they're like, oh yeah, I think I could do this. Or how about we do this? And we have this back and forth conversation with all of us that's actually really fun. And a lot of times, because especially Kelley and Dawn are paper crafters as well, they'll say, I think we should do this instead, or I think you need to add this, or don't do that because I don't know how that will translate. It's really good to get different people's perspectives, because a lot of times Lisa and I will be tunnel vision, and we're like, oh, well, that is right. That's a really good point. We didn't think of it that way. So it's really good to bounce things off one another. Kelley and Dawn are super talented. Super, super talented. Let's see. Could also be a TV above the fireplace with different things like football and the news. Exactly. And see, this is the thing where I mentioned, do you have ideas for us? What would you like to see? Because we honestly do take your ideas and we're like, okay, how can we incorporate this into the things that we're already doing, right? And so a lot of times you'll see things, and especially, I don't want to give too much away, but the holiday release, you guys are going to see some add-ons for some things that we've done in the past that is all you guys' idea. Especially you guys in our live streams, you're going to know when I pull it out that was all you guys that did it, because y'all came up with the idea. And Lisa and I just said, hey, we need to do this. So, will Honey ever bring back the house builder dies? Pretty please. Not the way that they were in the past. Because things change, technology changes, our layering dies and things have changed. Those were pretty stamp and die specific. And so it probably won't ever be like that again. Yes, Amy, email your thoughts. Amy and McClellan, I think that she emailed me, and I don't know if I returned your email. It's been crazy at my house. Lisa can put in the chat all the crazy stuff that's been going on here. How about taxidermy, a deer, moose, fish, or butterfly? That is actually an adorable idea, even if we did it a little bit on the cute side, not cutesy, because obviously it's taxidermy, but that is a great idea. That's a great idea. Like a little, have you seen those little, like the deer that have the glasses on and have like a pipe or something? I saw those all over this vintage market thing that I went to, and they cracked me up. Let's see. You're welcome. Let's see. No craft stores except the box stores, and they don't carry squat. I know. The big box stores, for example, your Hobby Lobby and your Michaels and things like that, they're really stepping away from paper crafting. And I don't know if that's because the scrapbooking world has gone a turn where it's not as popular right now as we talked about earlier. I'm not quite for sure what that's about. Wouldn't that be cute? Have you ever made a hollyhock with the lovely layers? No, but that's actually a great idea. We're always trying to come up with new flowers and things that will work. Like I mentioned, like we have to think about how do we take that flower and do it and turn it into a flower that's paper. So a hollyhock, I would love that, or like a foxglove. Those are the really tall ones with the stuff, right? That would be pretty. All they carry is journaling stuff. Yeah, I hear you. The fish from the fishing set. That's exactly what I was thinking about too. Is that little fish would be adorable up there. Lovely layers, sandhill crane. Okay. Let's see here. I don't want to miss any questions. Okay, I'm a gardenia. That would carnations. We have a flower that looks like a carnation. Lisa can put in the chat what it is called. But if you color it just right and did it just right, it would be a carnation. Stargazer lily. We do have a lovely layers lily that I have made into a stargazer. So you can totally do that. Oh, poppies would be pretty. Oh, Denise got her crow. A geranium. I would love to do geraniums too. That's one of my favorites in the summer. I don't keep them alive all that well, but I try. Let's see here. Okay. Any other questions? Do you guys have questions about, let's see, Kelly, how does Amazon steal your lovely layers die? I just hate that. Okay. That is a good question. I'm going to put this up here. So if anybody's wondering, and I'm going to be a little bit politically correct or whatever. I don't know if that's the right word for it. Okay. So anything that you see on Amazon that has honeybee stamps on it, or if you see stuff on Temu, AliExpress, any of those are all stolen designs. So what people do is they will get on our website and they will steal the design, the stamp, the die, whatever it is, and they will then try to reproduce it for themselves. Some, just like anything that's theft, some of their stuff is better than others. Some, don't work and line up and all that. And it's because they're going on people's, and this is every craft company out there. So I'm talking all of our friends, Simon Says Stamp, Pink Fresh, Concord and Ninth, everybody. All those things are stolen design. They go on their websites and they take their design, or they order them from a reputable retailer and they reproduce them and they steal them. So if you ever see things like that for sale on a website, or you see things on Amazon or Temu or anything like that, it's all just stolen. I don't know how best to say that. Will you ever bring back or redesign the nail polish bottle? That would actually be a fun one to redesign. We have done a little bit of redesign stuff, or like we need to rework some things. That would be a cute one to redo. They are not measured correctly and they are subpar materials. Yes. It hurts all of the small companies. Okay, so this is what Lisa is saying. Yes, and this is a good part to add where I'm just like, I get mad and I'm like, well, this is just stolen. And they're not measured correctly. So when I said things don't line up, they're not going to work like they're supposed to. They're subpar materials. They're not made out of the same materials that our stamps and our dies are made out of. You literally can hold like one of our die sets and the other die sets in your hand, and you can tell that they're not the same material, and the stamps are not the same, and it hurts all of us. A lot of people will think, oh, well, I can buy this for $1.99 or whatever it is. But what they don't realize is it's going to end up putting all of us out of business because it's just stolen things. And then nobody is going to have anything. So I'll just leave it. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Would like some, hairdresser stuff would be adorable. How cute is that? Like a little hair dryer and some curlers and all kinds of stuff. That would be adorable. And they even use design team photos. Yes, Keiko. Thank you. I was like, who is that said that? It was Keiko. So Keiko, right here, she is on our design team. Amazing work. They steal Keiko's photos and put them on these websites to then promote their stolen things. So that is what Keiko was saying. So there you go. And they remove like the watermarks and things. Sometimes they don't even remove the watermarks. They just keep it up there. If I see counterfeit problems, I let the true companies know. Yes, we get many emails. A lot of times we can fight it. If it is on Amazon, it's really hard, you guys. Amazon is a super, super difficult one to fight, unfortunately. Yep, it is retiring. Okay, a wig. Yes, that would be so cute. Even like a little lovely layers, like the old hair dryers that we sit under, like a little with the little chair down here or whatever. A Crafty desk set. That's adorable. Lisa's taking notes. I know, like the luggage. Yes, with components like a little brush. Oh, that would be so cute. Let's see. I have seen where they use the actual real packaging they do that too. They sure do. Yep. Similar to how celebrities are promoting products which are actually fake. Exactly. You're exactly right. It's the same thing. It's why trademark infringement. Is there a way to stop them with a trademark infringement lawsuit? Yeah, the hard thing is like Bo, like we're a really small business. We're literally a team of under 10 people that do everything. And we're talking about lots and lots of money to fight that. And unfortunately, like all of us small craft companies, it would cost a fortune to even do that. Do you have classes for new card makers? We do, actually. And it's almost time for me to do another class. So, Anne, stay tuned. Anne, are you part of our challenge group? Because a lot of that stuff gets posted there. Tell me yes or no in there. Buyer beware. You're exactly right. Well, it's like whack-a-mole. Yes, it costs so much money to fight them, and we would have to do that with hundreds of those sellers. Yeah, it is like playing whack-a-mole, that game. As soon as you take care of one, there's another one that pops up. I had someone steal my debit card info on Friday. I had some bogus charges. Oh my gosh. Had to cancel my card. Yes. No, I'm not sure what that is. Okay, I'm going to tell you right here. So this is our challenge group. So it's Honeybee Stamps Buzzworthy Challenges on Facebook. And so a lot of times when we do a class, this place on Facebook or right here on our live streams is where I'll announce everything first. And I will do the class. And usually it's different things. Like one class may be like Copic coloring. We've done lots of like layering die classes. Lots of ink blending and making some sort of card. But here is a good place to look. And then also on here on the live streams. And then make sure that you are, if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, because Lisa always adds that there for you as well. The thing people who support them argue strongly for their reason to use them. I know, it's sad. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. Pinterest is a good one too. Yep, for ideas. Kelly's classes. Thank you, Robin. I love doing those. They're fun. And it's a lot, our classes are a lot like this, like tonight. Like we're just got 100 of our crafty friends in here and just chatting. We just happen to be like creating and making a card while we're chatting away. That's kind of how I do my classes. It's just fun. Oh, and I have to tell you, I say this all the time, and I know my friends here are so sick of me saying this. We really do have the best, nicest crafty group out here. I do all of our customer care at Honeybee Stamps as well. And so I see and hear from a lot of people. We have the nicest folks, and a lot of these people will email me and say, hey, Kelley, I love this, or hey, Kelley, I had a problem with that. Nicest people. And like, not even kidding. Great, great, great people. All right, let's see. I had no idea it would absolutely allow stolen stuff. There's no cost for the classes. They're free. They are free to you. Lucky to have that. We're lucky to have you too. I tell everybody, we have the best group out there. Lovely Layers Enchanted Series. Ooh, okay. Brandon's speaking my language here. Lovely Layers Enchanted Series. A dragon, a princess, knights. A dragon would be amazing. That would be really cool. Can't wait for oh, thank you, Bo. Beverly loves this community. Thank you. Yeah, Kelly Taylor did a class that contained the info on, Susan. Yes. So that's probably on Kelly Taylor's YouTube channel. And you can look at, search there for her, and she has all kinds of stuff about that. That's awesome that she did that. I try not to say a whole lot, honestly, about that stuff, because it's almost like you don't want to promote it in a weird way. I know that sounds really strange, but you know, and all of us, like paper crafting companies, we all kind of, and especially Lisa, she does a lot more of like the business side of it. We all talk to one another, and we know kind of what's going on, and it's really sad. A little devil and an angel set. That would be fun. Oh, a Cinderella carriage to go with pumpkins. Ooh, that would be so fun. I love seeing all you guys' ideas, because you all think of things that, like, when Lisa and I are coming up with these ideas, y'all think of things we would never think of. Ooh, dragons and castles. Aw, stamps using a cartoon character. That would be fun. The only thing we have to watch is like the we can't use, what is it, copyrighted, or the same reason we're talking about people stealing designs is we can't use other people's designs. Yes. Of course, Holly. Yeah, it's fun. Let's see. This is me. Yes, copyrights. I know. I was always surprised. I've seen several companies that have done plays on like princessy type stuff that leans a little like The Place with the Mouse. I don't want to say it on here. And I'm always surprised that, you know, they're very careful about that, or things that lean a little like a wizard type stuff. And yet you just have to be careful. Licensed. Thank you. That's the word I was thinking about. Let's see. That's true. No. Yeah, you just have to be super careful. We're even super careful. This is just to give you another little tidbit of information. We have to be super careful about sentiments that we use, and like phrases and like turns on phrases. And we have to be careful, like we don't use somebody's like business tagline, or especially like big companies. a business tagline or something that has been copyrighted, like, I don't know, let's say that, I don't even know, let's say that be creative, like we've trademarked that or whatever. Like, you know, we couldn't then go do be creative on a set. You just have to really watch things like that. I'm a big fan of The Place with the Mouse too. My family is huge fans. Rare disease zebra stamp set. Oh, I don't know if I know about that one. I like the dragon idea. Ooh, wine and grape, super cute. We need to develop our own character. Exactly. The Place with the Mouse. That's right. The mouse that takes all my money when I take my kids. That's for sure. Could you please bring back the envelopes with the self-seal? We'll write that down. I don't know if we'll bring that back, but we can write that down and keep it on our idea list. Adore giraffes. Maybe we can make a safari line. A safari would be super cute. Some sort of safari animals in those little heart hug critters. That would be adorable. Like a lion and then a giraffe, whose head sticks way up, and then maybe a zebra or something like little safari animals would be adorable. Oh, I know. Denise, I hear you. We go because my husband's military, and that's the only way we can afford to go. Is we get the military ticket. Thank goodness. Let's see. Oh, monuments would be amazing. The Taj Mahal, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Eiffel Tower, statue. I love Brandon's ideas. A monkey. Yeah, of course. I'm like, a safari jeep. Yes. Love it. The honeybee envelopes are the only ones that I use. Oh, thank you, Jen. They are good and they're really pretty. I think safari animals in a Jeep, that would be adorable. Let's see. What about paper pad with vintage looking Christmas paper, like all craft with different Christmas designs on it? Yeah, we have a vintagey looking paper pad. I'm not for sure what it's called. Lisa could probably type it in. That's very craft. And when I say craft, I mean like the brown crafty paper with different designs on it. I love the idea of vintage wrapping paper. Don't get me going on vintage wrapping paper. That would be a whole thing. Love a VW bug. Ooh, me too. Oh, a rare disease. 1 in 7 people have a rare disease. Oh, I did not even know that. Thank you for filling me in. A Christmas pad with just the word strips. Oh, yes, we have taken note of that. When I shared the little sentiment strip paper that was in the fall pad the other day, we've taken note that y'all really like that. So y'all may see that one coming. Please consider doing something for a rare disease community. That would be cool. I know we have done stuff for that in the past, and I know we have some things in the works now. So I'm not going to say, never say never. You never know. So there you go. Dogs and famous pictures like, Mona Lisa, George Washington, others. That would be how I love my dogs. Nordic Santas. I love anything Nordic. I love that design. Hero Arts did cats, but you could make dogs. That would be adorable. Layering stencil set like ankle falls with the background plate. This is fun. I love kitties. We do too. If you guys like animals, we've got some great animal stuff coming up in the next few releases. Let's see. I've been enjoying my recent honeybee. Oh, thank you, Linda. Oh, I recognize you, Linda, from us emailing back and forth. A ski lodge. Ooh, that would be amazing. That would be really, really cool. I love a ski lodge. Okay, let's see. What time is it? 59. I've been chatting your ears off for a whole hour. I love the old style teddy bears. Oh, don't get Lisa started on teddy bears now. She's a teddy bear nut for her Aunt Alice. Aunt Alice loved teddy bears. Let's see here. You're so welcome. Oh, figure skates. Yes. I love the chat back and forth too. Does anybody have any other questions? Oh, Look at Lisa. She knew what I was going to say. Beverly Robinson, you're the winner tonight. So don't go, Beverly. I want to tell you about the Old English Sheepdog. Yes. Y'all watch out for some animal stuff coming. Okay. So Miss Beverly, if you will email me at this email address, customercare@honeybeestamps.com, I'm going to send you a gift card, my friend. And this is the same email address. If you guys have ideas, if you have problems with anything at all, email me, because I take care of all that, and I'll make sure that I take care of you. Okay. All right, you guys. Okay. Thanks for joining me. We will be back Wednesday with our regularly scheduled program. Lisa and I just thought this would be fun, just to chat and do like a Q&A. You guys ask all the things. And this has been really fun. Houseplants. See, y'all are just going with the ideas. All right, my friends. I'll see you on Wednesday. Have a wonderful Tuesday tomorrow, okay? All right, you guys take care. Bye-bye.